welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Sean. I'm back for another video, and welcome back to another episode of hashtag I Said What I Said, where I share my uncensored, unfiltered, and unapologetic thoughts and opinions on things that matter to me. Now, because I originally spoke on this particular topic, I thought it was only fair that I came back and I did an update since so much has kind of come about. In case you missed it, today, July 10th, Will and Jada Smith had their Red Table Talk, where they spoke for about 12 or 15 minutes about everything. They dragged their own skeletons out of the closet and they laid it bare for all of us. I think this is really smart of them to come forward and to speak on their own behalf. I don't think that a publicist or a family spokesperson could ever really convey everything that they were able to convey for themselves. Will and Jada's marriage has always been under a microscope, with people kind of dissecting it. People have always speculated and assumed and spoke rumors as if they were facts. And I think it was very important for them to set the record straight. And there was no two people better able to talk about Will and Jada than Will and Jada. No two people more qualified to speak on their marriage than them. And so I'm really glad that they did. And I think it actually goes a long way for Will to actually be there and support his wife. Something so uncomfortable. She was willing to do it herself. You guys had told her all over Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere on social media that she needed to bring herself to the red table. And that's what she did. But he was like, no, y'all are not about to crucify my wife. I'm not about to have her out there all by herself. We're in this together. Through sickness and in health, through good time and bad time, he was there by her side. So the interview begins and Jada says, I really don't know how we got here, but we're here now and it's all love. And Will immediately chimes in and he's like, we got here because of Black Twitter. Black Twitter made it their business. And they both laugh about that. And I think that sort of set the tone for the entire interview. Them being able to laugh about it and having the interview be lighthearted. This was such a serious topic. For them to just smile throughout the whole thing and to high five and to laugh and all of that, you could really tell that at the end of the day, these two are friends. Whether their relationship is a romantic one or a platonic one, or that they love each other and not necessarily in love with each other, you could still feel that there was love between the two of them. He knew this was going to be a difficult conversation and he tried to break the ice almost immediately. They both said that they made a very conscious effort not to say anything, not to address the rumors, not to reply to August Alsina's allegations, any of that. But there were so many people sort of speaking for them or trying to make it seem like Will had said this or Jada had said this. And they were like, we're tired of people trying to speak for us. We thought it was very important for us to speak for ourselves. And I think that's sort of like the beginning of them taking their power back. It also allows them to be in control of their own narrative. Instead of everybody else writing their story, they're like, no, if our story is going to be told, it's going to be told by us. So Will almost kind of turns the interview on Jada and he asks her, what happened, Jada? And she replies that about 4 to 4.5 years ago, had started a friendship with August. And the friendship grew and it became a deep, deep friendship. She says that it started with him just really needing some help. He was in really bad shape in so many different ways, I guess mentally, physically, emotionally. He was battling an addiction at the time. And Jada felt like with Jada and Will's resources, they could provide him with the help that he needed. So they did. They connected him with the resources that he needed to get some help, and he began his recovery. And during that same time, Will and Jada were having issues within their marriage. And Will even says, I was done with Jada. And Jada says, yeah, you kicked me to the curb. I think at this time, it sounds like they had sort of did a separation. It may not have been like a public separation or a legal separation, but they both felt like during that time, there was no coming back from where they were. And they both made a decision that they were going to go their separate ways and they were going to seek happiness independently. So this doesn't sound, like I said, doesn't sound like a legal separation, but for the most part, they're saying that they were separated during this time. And Will says, I felt like we could be over. And Jada replies instantly, no, we were over. And they think that that's what August Alsina meant when he was saying that Will basically gave him permission to pursue Jada. I don't think there was ever a conversation. I think in August's interview with Angela Yee, he made it seem like there was a sit down and they had this talk and it was some old man to man type stuff. But from the way that Will describes it, maybe August just took the fact that they were both separated, they were both saying that it's over, they were both probably dating other people, that meant that it was okay. And I think he really just wanted to make it clear that he was no home wrecker. And they both said almost simultaneously that he is no home wrecker. They still don't understand why all this is coming out now. This is years and years and years ago, which is what I also said in my initial video. I questioned the timing. He has new music coming out. He has an album coming out. Now you wanna air out old tea, but I mean, his truth is his truth. So this is where it gets interesting because, Jada admits that she had a quote unquote entanglement with August, and Will actually calls her out on it. And he was like, well, since we're bringing ourselves to the red table, I think it's very important for you to say exactly what happened. What do you mean entanglement? And because Jada was trying to skirt around it and trying to hoping things get lost in the verbiage, but I'm really like shocked that he called her out on it. And she was like, okay, so August and I had a relationship. He made her say it with her chest and made her take accountability. And the whole time that he was making her take accountability for August, I was wondering if there would ever be a point in this interview that he too took accountability, because there have been rumors swirling around Will Smith for years as well about him having another person. And so we'll talk about that a little bit later. But while he was checking her, I was like, well, I hope she check him back. So Jada says that at that time she was really broken and she was really hurting, and that she was looking for happiness. And the happiness that she thought that she had found in August, she had to realize that the happiness could only be found within herself. That was one of the things that they talked about in the interview that I really wholeheartedly agree with. Happiness is an inside job. If you can't be happy within yourself, by yourself, another person's not going to do that for you. It's not fair to put your whole happiness in the hands of somebody else. It's too much power to give somebody else. Where if they leave, they take your happiness with them. No, you have to do that for yourself, by yourself. So I do agree with Jada on that. So then Will asked Jada, in this interaction that you had with August, what is it that you were looking for? And I think it's very interesting to note that she called it an entanglement and he called it an interaction, but neither of them ever referred to it as an affair. I think that they view the word affair as something that has negative connotations to it. And as the interview went on, I'm not going to lie, Jada made it seem almost like it was a beautiful thing that they went through, a beautiful discovery. And my husband and I were kind of looking at each other because I'm like, they make it look like everybody should do it. Like we all should step out at least one good time to see what we can learn about ourselves, see what we can learn about our mate. I mean, I'm happy if they were able to get to a point where they can heal, within themselves, or they feel like they, were able to learn a lot what they needed from the marriage. But I personally don't see it as a beautiful thing. Now, God can take any tragedy and make something beautiful from it, but I don't know. Just making this sound as beautiful as they did just seemed to me as a little bit of a reach. But I think that my views on marriage as a Christian may differ from others. And I totally understand that. So Jada answers Will's question about what she was looking for. And she says that she just wanted to be happy, that she hadn't been happy in years. And although Will was able to sort of kind of smile through that, I know it had to be really painful to hear that your wife had been unhappy for years. And I'm glad they were able to work through that and they can get to the point where they can smile and laugh and high five and all of that. But it sounds like this marriage was broken, and it sounds like this marriage, was really in trouble for a long time. But people are yelling goals about them. That's why it's really so important for you not to get caught up in how well things photograph, because pretty pictures don't equal a pretty life. Just because somebody photographs well, because people know how to color coordinate when they're on the red carpet, people know how to smile and they say funny things and they have great rapport on camera. You never know what's going on in somebody's marriage. The only marriage you can say for sure should be relationship goals should be your own, because that's the only relationship that you're really going to know inside and out. So Jada also says that one of the reasons why she wanted to come forward and one of the reasons why she wanted to be so open and transparent during this particular red table talk is because she knows that there are so many couples out there who are going through the same thing, who are in a relationship and things start falling apart and you think it's over and you sort of move on before it really is. And that's why it's so dangerous for people to get into relationships with somebody who's separated. Separated does not equal divorce. And those people can get back together at any point and you're left in the cold. That's exactly what happened to August. So, they say that they came together as two broken people who were very, very young, but they think that it's a testament to how strong their relationship is that they were always able to be open and honest with each other. They pride themselves on never having kept secrets from each other. And they also talk about how they never had the fear that any mistake that they made throughout their marriage would result in them losing their family. But they sort of define what they have now as unconditional love, even though Will jokes that he has to get Jada back. And Jada sort of looks a little bit shocked and kind of like, and then she says, like, no, I'm sure you've already gotten me back. And even though they didn't come out and say it, and even though Will has never had a scandal and has never been public about him stepping out on the marriage, that was sort of like their nod to saying that Will is also not perfect. And I may have gotten caught, or I may have had somebody to come forward to say that they've been with me. Will is not blameless. And that's why a part of the reason why I think he can also be so forgiving. I think that she has had to forgive. And I feel like maybe some of his, understanding is knowing that he has also been in her position at once before. Will also says that he told Jada in the first year of marriage that he could love her through anything. And, she says that basically she didn't believe it. But I guess over everything that they've been through throughout the years, she has come to truly believe him that he genuinely loves her, has love for her, is down for her. And, one of the things that they say near the end of the video is we ride together, we die together, bad marriage for life. That's like a, and they laugh about it, but y'all know that's like a twist on the line from Bad Boys the movie. And they high five and they laugh and they kiki and they cackle, and that's pretty much it for their Red Table Talk. I guess now for my final thoughts. When I saw them on camera and they're both in this really soft shade of blue, they're both wearing this really nice blue. Blue is a very soothing and calm color if you're into sort of color theory at all. But also, just like the way their body language was and their posturing. Jada was sitting in her chair with her legs crossed in Indian style the whole time. That's sort of like a symbol of being really comfortable. And I feel like because they've had so much time to sit with all of this. I know the scandal is new, but the story isn't. The story has been around for years and years and years. And they said they've already been to therapy about it. They've talked it out. They've hugged it out. They've fought it out. The situation is resolved. It's only new to all of us. As far as the Smiths are concerned, they've gotten over it. They've gotten through it and they've gotten past it. And I think this was their way of saying that they hope that we get past it too. They've already addressed it. Literally, I don't know what other question you could possibly have. They were able to address it in a way that is extremely mature. Marriage is not a one size fits all thing. It's all about what works for you and your mate. Clearly, this works for them. And even though it may not be the kind of marriage that some people may want or may be in, that's not for us to say. I'm not married to Will, okay? So I just think that it's fair if you are in a position like Jada, where you are giving advice and you are counseling people and you are talking with people who've been in scandals like Jordan Woods and all that. When you find yourself in a scandal yourself, that you address that and keep that same energy when you find yourself in a scandal. Jada definitely took accountability. She, was open, honest, transparent. She called a thing. And I feel like it definitely lends to her credibility. When she has red table talks in the future and she's speaking with someone who's been in a scandal, she's not speaking from a position like, I've never been through anything. She can identify and relate more to the Jordan Woods of this world, the people who she's actually sat down with and talked to, once they've been in a scandal. I think it lends to her credibility in that particular way. But I don't think the situation with August Alsina really told any of us anything that we didn't know. We just never had a name and a face to put to these rumors. And now August, it will forever be linked to this particular rumor. I think it hurts his brand and helps hers, in my opinion. But I would love to hear yours. Let me know in the comment section, what were your big takeaways? If you have watched the Red Table Talk, what did you get from it? What do you feel that, was there a question that you feel that they didn't answer? I feel like they answered everything. But what do you think about their relationship, their openness, them being honest? Do you think that August was wrong to sort of expose Jada? Do you think that them coming out was a good thing, a bad thing? Is this bad PR? Will this help Jada's career? There's a lot that I'd like to talk to you guys about in the comment section below. If you like commentary like this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I also upload lifestyle content, dating advice, a little fashion, a little bit of everything. Hit that little bell. That That way you'll always be notified every single time I upload a video. And if you missed my original video, I'll be sure to link it on the screen right now. And also be sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till next time, later divas and dudes. Deuces, honey.